Thank you everyone for listening our video recording today. I've got here Bryan Lee of Ruli AI. Before we start with our questions, I would like to invite Bryan to tell us a little bit more about himself as well as what Ruli does. Over to you, Bryan.
Yeah, thanks, Timo. Yeah, Brian here, co-founder, CEO of Ruli AI. My background is early days was an attorney and also a computer engineer. I did sort of big law and in-house as well before kind of getting back to my roots of technology. And really, the last decade was working at Google and Facebook, building things from the Google Assistant to early large language learning models and also AR glasses, all in sort of like this trust and safety product lens. And then we started Really AI last year. It's really this combination of my experiences first in in-house and then moving to working a lot with in-house professionals. And we build a legal intelligence platform that really combines the best of um, not only legal research and a ChatGPT like experience, but also contract intelligence with automation, with workflow automation for redlining and other tasks around your team. So our vision is really to be this truly this AI teammate that is a operating system for in-house teams that we can integrate with your knowledge set, like your playbooks and your policies, to really give you a tailored AI in-house experience that really can scale the entire team.
Thank you, Bryan. So it's an interesting combination of benefits. Can you tell us a little bit more about what sets you apart from some of the competitors on the market? There are some organizations that I'm personally familiar with, probably a bit of Spellbook, Ivo. There's some other organizations like Legal On that somewhat play in that space. And then of course on the other end of the sort of generative AI end, you have the obvious players which are Harvey and Legora that are more market agnostic and not necessarily just fully focusing on in-house teams. Can you tell us what you personally feel that truly sets you apart those other companies?
Yeah, no, that's right. I think like our unique superpower is a couple things. One is that like there are more specialized point solutions out there, right? Like Spellbook or Ivor, for example, on that word extension use case, or in the other side on the generative side, it might be, co-counsel or something of that nature, or we find it with a lot of in-house teams, they're just using ChatGPT Enterprise. And then for hitting a wall there. So what we do is we take a combination of both of those products, and often people are like, wow, I wish I had more of this ChatGPT for lawyers, but knew my information because it's integrated with my company's knowledge, as well as having that word redlining product like your spellbooks and whatnot, but in one platform. And that's actually what we do. And so it's obvious to us more taking like the approach of like trying to build a platform that would work, say, for your commercial councils, but also your product councils, and really one teammate that kind of serves it all. And then we also have self-service automations for the business enablement side, where, for example, if you're in Slack, Microsoft Teams, or email, we have a legal front door automation so we can answer questions for the team, for your business team, as well as escalate things back like an intake. Sort of you have like a paralegal working for you as well. So we have two sides of our platform.
And speaking of this, you mentioned to me earlier in our pre-recorded conversation that uh, North America or United States in particular, it's your core focus
Mhm.
at the minute as an organization. Can you tell our listeners um, of your most significant customer wins this past year, and what led those organizations to choose Ruli over other solutions?
Yeah, no, that's great. Great question. Yeah, we're currently, North America focused kind of grew from the West Coast onwards now to the East Coast organically. And so we have customers from like Series B to a few public companies as well. And what's interesting is because we're a platform product, we have use cases that can focus on different areas of the platform. Like one such instance, like with Matic Insurance, they were able to basically not have to fill 100K headcount for basically likely a senior paralegal because they were able to move a bunch of work that was heavy administrative on that side from tracking like 88 deal points in different spreadsheets for contractual terms. Um, to using our product to do our tablet review called data grade to basically be able to look at their thousands of contracts and be able to extract out the exact terms that they needed, and to be able to track those automatically, and even be able to zoom into a particular deal and see at the sentence level exactly what AI found, which reduces all of those AI hallucination concerns. Two, they were also able to reduce outside counsel spend because they use our research component that sort of that chapter for lawyers experience and receive basically outside counsel style analysis with our legal database that we've built in that has global and deeper US coverage. And by doing that, they don't turn, them and some other customers describe like it doesn't turn a call it a $500 email into a $5,000 email into a $20,000 email just because you're asking follow-up questions, but it allows them to very quickly get the research that they need, and then can even ask finely pointed questions to outside counsel if needed. Um, yeah.
Um, one of the one of the things that's always quite important for our listeners and of course the attendees that come to our conferences that have to choose the right technology for their entity is some of the standout features that people that may not necessarily be able to get elsewhere, or the combination of standout features that people may not necessarily get elsewhere. Um, as we all know, legal tech has been booming. There are loads of products. People know that they have to buy products. People are now finally given some, I would say, reasonable to um, large amounts of budget to actually go and procure tech. Can you tell us of the um, features that are coming on the horizon for you guys that you're particularly excited and that you feel will really improve the platform experience for your existing customers, but also, future customers?
Yeah. Um, so we're something I can preview is that we've gotten a lot of feedback to build towards more of this continuous legal intelligence vision, which is in our mission statement. And where that kind of breaks down is really combining the best of because we have research capabilities and contract intelligence, so we can start tackling use cases like having the AI surface or track regulatory changes, and then also identify any of those impacts to like your entire contracts database. Um, or similarly, be able to look at your contracts database and tell you on your next negotiation, how many times you've agreed to this before in your word extension, but also if there's new and upcoming regulations that might impact that as well. And so that's really the power of what we can do because we have sort of this combination of the research side and the contract intelligence side. And really that's where we're going to continue to grow. And then you can imagine below that there's going to be a layer of we're expanding. We'll have plans to expand next year what are our workflow automation agents. And right now for a public company, uh one of our agents basically does automated compliance review for them that saves them like 30% of their ServiceNow tickets because they're in the real estate industry. We review things against a Fair Housing Act policy and actually auto approve work on their request as long as it hits certain criteria within their policy. And that's the type of workflow automation that we'll probably be leaning into more as well is taking sort of playbook review to the next level. And you can imagine that could be something like there is a Jira request or Slack request from your business for some reason for a particular area. Maybe it's lower risk stuff like marketing compliance review. It goes through, our automation agent. You've given it criteria of like if it has XYZ and doesn't have this, um, I'm okay auto proving that lower risk marketing compliance, right? And then that could like go through and then just auto prove you get an email log of it, for example. And that's kind of again this power of because we have research and redlining capabilities in one, and then when you do a workflow behind that, that can get very powerful.
And in terms of your go-to-market strategy, can you tell our listeners, would that remain very much North America for the foreseeable future, or do you see the company and do you plan the company expanding globally in the near future?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think for the moment we are North America focused. We do have plans next year to expand a little bit more globally. Uh, we'll probably share more details of that in Q1, how we're going to do that, but it'll probably be in a more lightweight way for some smaller legal teams to adopt us first. But today we do have folks that customers that have obviously global teams as well. So even though we're North America centric, we do have users that are extended around the globe.
Sorry, the product itself, it's not localized or regionally locked. It is just as effective whether being used in North America or the UK or
Yeah.
even in Europe and beyond.
Yeah, yeah. So absolutely, it's a great question. For us, I think we just want to focus on a great customer experience. And so right now we are like a white glove enterprise product, and so we want to make sure that that vision continues to extend, and that experience continues to extend. But yeah, there's no reason why we've had folks on the use in Europe, and like it's great. I think like sometimes there are requests to like localize more of the controls in different languages to give you that option, which is not a hard thing to do. But already we've had folks, for example, talk to our product in German, in French, and get great translations or get understanding back. So there's no I guess, language barrier in that sense. It's just more of a go-to-market focus where we kind of want to be focused in the near term. But I think that is going to evolve in the first half of next year. And certainly, if there's folks that are interested who are based in Europe, definitely talk to us. Um, um, and we have a lot of plans to kind of make that more of a self-service offering for our folks overseas.
And to wrap things for today's chat, can you tell us about what your vision for the future is, both in terms of your entity, but also for the industry as a whole?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think like, some of this from my early experiences and also some of my frustrations of why I kind of left the in-house field and go back to my tech roots was I always thought that there was a better way to scale the support for in-house teams and what their work could be. So I really think once we get into this more agentic approach, it will really kind of fundamentally reshape the legal value proposition because you'll have kind of these mini agents that are doing more of these routine tasks or the lower risk tasks and just flagging to you for your expertise, your judgment, discretion when needed. And then I think lawyers can kind of reclaim themselves as more strategic advisors, which is what they originally were purposed to do as in-house lawyers, right? Um, and really, you'll have sort of like these big law capabilities in-house, almost like you have 1,000 associates working for you without the big law costs. And then you're going to be legal kind of moves to this being measured by strategic impact. You can possibly even be more helping the business truly unlock more revenue, which I think is the goal people say, rather than, just tickets closed and sort of whack-a-mole um things that are done, which I think is the sort of survival mode of most in-house teams today. I think that that's that vision that we want to really truly realize for our partners out there.
And Brian, you are going to be with us in Boston next week and in New York in late November. Um, who are the people that should walk up to you and engage with you and your team while at the
Yeah.
conference?
Yeah, I think like we work a lot with I think your general counsels, deputy GCs, your legal ops folks, as well as just somebody on the team who's kind of been deputized as the AI curious, kind of leading charge on the effort. I think if you're an in-house team that wherever you are in your AI journey, that's usually the first question we ask is where are you in your AI journey? And we kind of try to meet you where you are and give you ideas if you're early on and if you're much later on, we can accelerate the process and really get you on the platform for a trial. And so we really try to meet our customers where they are. So if you're an in-house team on this AI journey, reach out.
So thank you very much. And for the colleagues that are not able to make it to either of those conferences, we're going to tag Brian on this video, both on social and as part of our newsletters. So feel free to reach out to him. I'm sure that he will be more than happy to show you what Ruli can do for you and your team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you.